As many of you may already know, I, Wyatt Claypool, a principled conservative, am running for the Conservative Party nomination for the riding of Calgary Signal Hill. I've filled out most of the paperwork and I'm going to be submitting it fairly soon. Hopefully, I'm approved to run on the ballot, and hopefully, Conservative Party members end up selecting me to be the federal Conservative Party representative for the riding. And, if you live in the riding or you know someone who lives in the riding, I have my website linked in the description of this video below. And you can also donate even if you don't live in the riding. But this is really not what this video is about. This video is about me responding to Press Progress trying to smear me in an upcoming article in which this video is a response to. This video is also an instructional video on how to deal with the far left cancel culture mob, because that's basically what's happening to me in real time here. So basically, do this. Press Progress is a far left, pro communist outlet who pretends like they somehow represent the moderate Canadian opinion on various social issues, and they go after conservatives, implying that you said something disgusting or hateful based on out of context quotes or expert opinion that comes out and basically reframes normal conservative opinion as being somehow far right and intolerable. Let me just lay out something right now. Parental rights in Canada polls extremely well in terms of people being in favor of it. It's anywhere from 60% to over 80%, depending on the province. It's just the concept that parents should have just transparency when it comes to their children in the classroom. They should know the lesson plans and curriculums that are being taught in the schools, and that if a child is going to change gender pronouns and whatnot, that a parent should be given affirmative consent before that's being done, or at least they should be given the transparency to know that that's going on. There shouldn't be secrets held from parents in the classrooms between children and teachers. That's a very kind of dubious and potentially dangerous situation to have, where there's a disconnect in communication between the teacher and the child and the parents and the child. That's not something that should ever be going on. But because I defended Pierre Poilievre, going after gender theory in the classroom, an eminently popular position that gender theory and other sorts of far left social theory should not be taught in the classroom, that because I defended him, and I defended him specifically from Press Progress's smears, this means that I also might be transphobic and homophobic. So Luke LeBrun from Press Progress sends me this email right here, basically saying that I'm somehow being mean or I'm somehow being inaccurate or transphobic or whatever, because I said it was a fringe hypothetical and a 1 in a million that parental rights would result in any child being abused at home. I even mentioned the fact, of course, they do not actually cite this in the email, that any parent who would abuse their child is disgusting, and that we already have child services and laws to protect children against that. The concept of parental rights and parents being able to know what's going on in the classroom is not affecting any of this. But they are trying to make some sort of hypothetical scare campaign in order to push back against parental rights, which, again, is an extremely popular position in Canada, that parental rights should be respected. But they go on in this email and they basically use the exact same tactics they use against Pierre Poilievre against me, where they basically say, LGBTQ plus advocates told us that you're somehow being transphobic or bigoted, and you're pushing misinformation that's dangerous and whatnot. And what I wanted to do is find out who these people are that they're even citing, because I assumed that they're probably going to cite the exact same people that they cited in the article against Pierre Poilievre. I'll just quickly bring that up for you just so you can see what I'm talking about. So they reference these two individuals, Tyler Boyce from the Enchant Network. Hopefully I'm not mispronouncing that for all you French viewers who don't like me mispronouncing French words, but they reference Tyler Boyce and Faye Johnson. Now, these two individuals are not what you would consider exactly nonpartisan when it comes to their political views, and frankly, I consider them extremely radical. I don't know why any Canadian should take their opinions on anything particularly seriously, because while they consider themselves advocates on behalf of the LGBTQ community, they're really just far leftists. Tyler Boyce, for one thing, is a big fan of defund the police. He literally quote tweeted this account that's called Doctors for Defunding the Police, which is a Malcolm X quote, an obvious communist socialist who opposed police and was a black nationalist. I'm not sure if that's exactly mainstream or an opinion I should be taking seriously. Tyler Boyce was also in favor of defending Sarah Jama, an anti-Semitic former Ontario NDP MPP, who was basically dismissing the deaths of Jews in Israel from the hands of Hamas. and then only focusing on the plight of the Palestinian people without never name checking Hamas or blaming them for the ongoing killing. Just absolutely crazy radical stuff. Faye Johnson does not want to be left out either because they end up posting stuff from crazy people, also defending Sarah Jama, again, an anti Semite, and this stuff goes on and on and on. Yet Tyler Boyce also thinks that Scott Moe defending parental rights and passing protections for parental rights is deeply bigoted and dangerous. These are very, very fringe positions, but again, press progress is going to make it seem like these are people who are just nonpartisan advocates just standing up against radicalism. I've said nothing radical, and they can't prove I have said anything radical. They can only take stuff out of context and pretend that I said more than I did. I was just simply saying that basically it's incredibly rare for a parent to abuse their child in the first place, and I doubt it's going to be parental right activists who are going to abuse their children. And if they do, I want those people prosecuted, and we already have laws to do that. Attacking parental rights is not keeping any child safe. But I can keep going on. They have all these other things where Tyler is attacking the Saskatchewan government for protecting parental rights. There is Faye Johnson also putting out things attacking Melissa Lantsman for backing up Pierre Poilievre. I guess she thinks that, Melissa Lantsman is now a fake gay person because she's in favor of protections for parental rights and backs up Pierre Poilievre. And then you have, Faye Johnson quote tweeting Oxfam with all this ceasefire nonsense, this pro-Hamas type crap, where we pretend that we're just standing up for the human rights of the Palestinian people when we're really just trying to protect the terrorist organization Hamas by implying that it's somehow like Israel's committing genocide by going after terrorists hiding behind their own people as human shields. Let me also state that I went back through Faye Johnson's Twitter account, or I guess X account, to go find if she had said anything in response to the massacre of Jewish people by Hamas on October 7th. And no, I didn't really find anything. This was the only thing that she liked the entire time. This person who said, I wrote something about Israel and Gaza. No, your Jewish and Palestinian friends are not doing okay. That was written on October 9th, which is a really weird date for that to be written, and a really weird thing for Faye Johnson to like. That was basically 2 days after Hamas terrorists went into southern Israel and massacred 1,200 Jews in cold blood, torturing them and committing all sorts of disgusting atrocities, deliberately targeting civilians. And this author thinks that we should be sympathizing with both the Israeli people and the Palestinian people. Israel had not launched a single rocket back at even Hamas militants at this point. They hadn't done anything. And everything that Israel is doing is completely above board. They're going after terrorists who are murdering their people and want to wipe out every single Jew on the planet. But Faye Johnson, after that point, never says a single word in support of Israel. It's always about standing up for the Palestinian people, or how hard done Sarah Johnson is, because I guess people actually pushed back against her anti-Semitic garbage. But these are the people that I'm supposed to feel bad that are attacking me because they're LGBTQ advocates. They're not. They're far leftists. And let me just address now Press Progress itself. Press Progress is also a far left outlet. They are not people that anyone should be taking seriously on issues of political moderation. I wrote this article back in 2020 because of all the smears that they had done against people that I knew. I even defended people that I'm not usually very in favor of, like Aaron O'Toole. But here's some of the tweets that people who work at Press Progress put out. These people are supposedly political moderates that we should be taking seriously. So here's Stephen Magusiak back in the day putting out this, retweeting this person who says, I just want working class people to hate capitalism as much as it hates them. Steve Magusiak, of course, is a Press Progress journalist who still works there. Steve Magusiak also said this just in time for Remembrance Day this year. He retweeted this person saying, feeling like remembering those who fought for freedom, forget hashtag Remembrance Day. Instead, remember the brave Bolsheviks who seized power in Russia 103 years ago today. That's pretty disgusting anti-veteran crap, but I guess who gives a crap, because Steve Magusiak and the people at Press Progress are on the right side of history. Steve Magusiak also retweeted this person saying, I wish President Xi eternal good fortune in his continuing battle with the Occidental Beast. Occidental Beast means Western Beast, so I guess he supports the Chinese Communist Party against every Western government. That's pretty crazy. Now here's Emily Leham supporting violence against conservative commentator Steven Crowder at the hands of union protesters, I believe, in Detroit. So she is pro-violence. And just like Tyler Boyce, Emily Lehan is also a big advocate of the defund the police and abolish the police movements, as she was promoting all the stuff from people from the accounts Winnipeg police cause harm. Absolute nonsense. Also, of course, this was back in 2020, so I was just calling out the hypocrisy of violating all the lockdown orders and whatnot while going after conservatives for protesting against them. But whatever. Hopefully, this isn't too long and rambling, but I just want to sort of address this kind of crap that's going on, where these left wing outlets like Press Progress will target a conservative person, they will single them out, and they will try and put as much pressure on them to either apologize and admit to the false accusations against them that they're somehow bigoted, transphobic, or homophobic. I don't hate anyone. Shut up, guys. You have no evidence that I hate anyone or am bigoted against anyone. I literally stand up for groups who bigots go after, like Khalistanis going after the Hindu community. I do stuff like that all the time. I stand up for Jews who are being attacked in disgusting anti-Semitic ways, who your LGBTQ experts don't even give a crap about, seemingly from their Twitter profiles. These people tweet constantly, and they do not give a crap about the attacks on Israel, and they only start speaking up after Israel started fighting back. These people are disgusting bigots who stand with anti-Semites like Sarah Jama. Why should I care if you think that I said something wrong in my video defending Pure Polyev's position on gender theory? Gender theory is fringe nonsense. Nobody wants their kid being taught it, and I refuse to apologize for any of the stuff I've said because I said nothing wrong. I like to go back to the email, like he's saying, like, do you have a response, clarification to these posts? Why do you think LGBT voters should trust you? Because I'm a small government conservative who wants the government out of people's lives. What does it matter? I like gay people, people from different ethnic backgrounds, but different religious backgrounds. I'm running to represent all of them and trying to get the government out of everyone's lives. It's a disgusting implication that I've done anything wrong. It's Press Progress that's being absolutely disgusting and duplicitous right now. And so this is exactly what everyone should do when an organization like Press Progress sends you a media request saying you've done something wrong or you've said something wrong when you haven't. I've said nothing wrong. Press Progress is a far left outlet that the media uses to launder smears against conservative politicians and conservative individuals. I'm not going to apologize to a group who employs people who are openly sympathetic to communism and who hate the police, and even use experts who hate the police too. I don't care. You guys are awful. You're bullies. Nobody cares what your opinions are. The only way that you guys get anything done is if another media outlet like CBC or CTV puts out your crap, pretends like it was a neutral organization who first reported on it to put pressure on a politician. No, I'm not giving you anything.